Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Business. And today's conversation is going to be eye-opening, especially if you're just getting in the groove, you're thinking about starting your journey as a bookkeeper or an entrepreneur. And we have an awesome guest today. Her name is Candace. She has been a key part of our client success and finance teams here at the Stay at Home Bookkeeper Academy. And over the past few years, she has worked with hundreds of new business owners, supporting them, guiding them, and watching closely what makes someone thrive versus what keeps someone stuck. Hi, Candace. How you doing today?
Hey there, Emily and Deanna as well. Thanks for the great introduction.
We're excited to have you. So, what I love about Candace is Candace is strong-willed, and she is what I like to call a radical truth teller. And she has seen everything from our students behind the scenes. And so today, I really want to talk about what is the real difference between those who build successful businesses from scratch and those who don't. So, Candace, welcome. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. As you mentioned, I've done a few different positions here in this wonderful company, and I've seen a lot. I've seen it from different angles, and I've had the privilege of working with so many of our students. So, a key indicator of whether or not someone's going to be successful, I can tell the moment we start onboarding them, how quickly they're responding to those tasks, how much time they're allocating to getting onboarded and even getting into our program. I can tell if they've had any other purchases from us in the past, if they've actually used those. If they're not just throwing money at something, hoping that it will make an imaginary business that they don't have to put any work into. So, consistency and setting aside time definitely is key to getting your business going.
I love it. So we are jumping straight into it. You've talked a little bit about some early signs that you think people are going to be successful. Can you talk about some early red flags that, maybe we're going to see something here?
Absolutely. I like to call this like the fizzling out is when they start to avoid things. They avoid the responsibilities. They avoid carving out that time they need to work on themselves in the business. They avoid getting help from family or their support systems to set aside that time and to offboard other tasks in the household that need to go away in order for them to make room for this, even if it's temporary time they need.
One of the questions that we like to ask is, some people assume that the students who succeed are just lucky. They were just in the right place, possibly at the right time. What would you say to the person that's asking that question?
It absolutely is not luck. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of grit behind the scenes. It is a lot of action taking. The people who put themselves out there and are courageous enough to take those uncomfortable steps forward every day, they create their own luck. There is no such thing as luck in business.
Yeah, so I want to build upon that. We're in a program where we want to bring people in who may not have experience, and we've seen, and you've seen a lot of people have success with very little experience in the finance space, in the business space. And on the same time, we've seen those same people potentially quit who are or use that as a blocker to move forward. What do you say separates those two groups, the people who may not have experience and exceed versus end up quitting or fizzling out?
It's 1000% mindset at the end of the day. So if you're not working on yourself and you're not pushing yourself to do those uncomfortable tasks every day and do them consistently, it's just not going to work. Whether you have a master's in accounting or whether you're a stay-at-home parent, you're not going to be able to succeed unless you're working on your mindset and pushing yourself forward every day.
So let's jump in there. Since you're talking about jumping in, I would say let's kind of figure out what habits are. I'm big about habits, right? Like I have daily habits, things that I do, but let's talk about what are some of the daily or weekly habits or actions that you've seen that actually help students gain momentum from when they get started.
Absolutely, Deanna. That's a fabulous point. Habits are so important, and I believe it's 30 days to form a new habit. So, right out of the gate, you really need to be intentional about how you're spending your time. Even if that means every day for 15 minutes, I'm going to do some marketing task, whatever it is, 15 minutes a day will push your business forward. We are all scrambling for time, but everyone has 15 minutes. And if you don't believe it, look at your phone usage time. I'm sure you can take away 15 minutes from something that doesn't move your business forward and just reinvest it there. Um, to that
I think
point,
she was talking about me right there.
no,
Maybe. I don't
no,
know.
About all of
it's
us.
all of
Note to
us.
self.
We do it. You have to turn your brain off. It's important. But when you're busy building a business, you're going to have to be temporarily uncomfortable with your added new tasks. And that is getting you to the flexible and financially free lifestyle that you want. There are going to be hard times, and there are going to be things that you're going to have to give up doing, whether it's scrolling on TikTok for an hour or something else you enjoy. If you invest that in your business, you're giving yourself all that time back later in the future that you're not going to have to work for somebody else. You're not going to have to drop your kids off at daycare. You just have to be uncomfortable now and you have to keep moving forward. So weekly tasks would be coming to our Zoom calls. We have so many, including mindset and to do marketing and to get help with your client work. Once you start onboarding your clients, you need to set time aside, even if that's your lunch break on your 9 to 5, even if that's while your kids are at soccer practice, even if it's getting up early in the morning to fit it in. You have to do it now or you're not going to get the future that you want.
I
I
love that.
I love that. And so note to self, look at your TikTok usage and your phone usage. And
I
going
have it
going in
too.
that direction, can you talk about a few more examples of common ways you see students, new business owners get in their own way when they are trying to build these habits, when they're trying to take action and build this new business?
Oh yes, that's called like um, the perfection problem. I know we have a good word for it. What do we call it? Analysis paralysis,
Analysis paralysis. Yep, that's a
things
good
like
one.
that. Wanting everything to be perfect is never going to happen. And by waiting and delaying and thinking you need to build complex behind the scenes operational automation, that's not ever going to get you a client if you're just stalling. And it's comes back to fear and being uncomfortable. Everything can't be perfect. You need to do it imperfectly and you'll improve as you go. Just like your first child you brought home from the hospital, you had to figure it out. You had no choice. Pretend your business is a baby. You have no choice but to nurture it and to move forward, or it will not go anywhere. Good.
I love that. Okay, I'm gonna have to put that on my desk, a little sticky note. Think of it as my child. Um, I want to say I don't think I've ever asked this question to anyone, but I know because you've seen all, done all, and you work with so many different students. I'm curious, can you think of any student who almost gave up, but turned it around through sheer follow-up? And then by doing so, what actually changed for them? It's kind of a two-part question.
Oh, we have so many wonderful students and they all have such great stories. And I know that virally we see a lot of the really big successful wins, but they all started at the very beginning, that like everybody else, whether they had a background in accounting or bookkeeping or whatever, they all started from ground zero. So there is one student in particular, uh, as part of our program, you do have some one-on-one accountability check-ins with our student success coordinators. And at that time, I was doing some with a student in general. And she was getting really upset that her marketing efforts weren't paying off as quickly as she wanted them to. So we looked at what she was doing and we made a few tweaks and just reminding her like, hey, get to a mindset call, talk to someone about this. You're not stuck. Keep doing it. It's the snowball effect. You need to wait it out. She was so ready to quit. She sent me so many messages like, I just can't do this anymore. Nobody's answering me. And then all of a sudden, she was so inundated with so many responses. In particular, she had started our one of our emailing workshops to create referral partnerships. And she had so much business that she was already talking about hiring someone to help her. It all hit her so quickly. And I know she's so grateful that she didn't quit when she said she wanted to quit. And as part of our program, I think she would have quit if we didn't all cheer her on. So I was really grateful to have that pleasure to help her transform her life in that way.
I love that. I think you mentioned just one person, but we see that over and over and over again in the community, right? Because you can see where maybe one little thing can set off a trigger and then the community rallies around them and just supports them and are some of the biggest cheerleaders. And it's just really fun to see that transformation and mindset of like, oh my gosh, I've got a team, hundreds of people cheering me on as I did my win today. Like I love, love, love seeing that and hearing that.
Absolutely, you're right. We love celebrating in our community, and there's so much experience, even with our mentoring team. They've all been through this, they've been through our program. They know firsthand how transformational it is and how much hard work it can be. So, trying to break it down step by step for everyone to not feel so overwhelmed is definitely one of our specialties.
All right, if you're watching this and you're ready to take that next step, I want you to scan this QR code. It is going to take you to a page where you can book a free clarity call with our team. And I mean that genuinely. Isn't your time worth a free call just to see what could happen next? No pressure, just a conversation about what is possible for you and your business when you stop waiting and you start building. Thank you again, Candace, Emily. Thank you so much. Everyone, get on that QR code, get your appointment, and we look forward to working with you inside of the Academy.